Welcome to Clark Street Community School, a place where you can find your path, chart your course, pursue your passions.
We chose Clark Street for our son Max's education because he's a really strong hands-on learner. And in the traditional model, there's just fewer opportunities to do, hands-on, project-based learning, so this seemed like a super good fit.
We wanted Betsy, and she did, she wanted to explore project-based learning, which is her ability to study subjects at her interest level and then explore those subjects into depth and education that she is interested in.
We had experience with progressive education, which involves project-based learning, collaboration, mixed age learning, and working in groups, collaboration. And I was lucky enough to get in on some of the planning for Clark Street and knew that that was just going to be the perfect situation to continue those ways of learning. So
our daughter was at a point where traditional education, read, regurgitate on a test, follow a strict curriculum, wasn't working for her anymore. So fortunately, I heard Jill's talk at the high school about project-based learning, Clark Street Community School getting started, and I went, that's the place for Emily. She likes to get her hands dirty. It's all about really picking the things that she likes to learn and stressing and being able to really work with what she's good at and show her that she's a very capable individual.
There were classes in the past where Max really struggled with note-taking, memorization, and test model. And so again, a model where kids were able to just kind of be driven by their curiosity and do a project and engage in all the facets of that project and that subject seemed like a really a better fit for his learning style.
The other thing that we found that the project-based learning would do for Betsy is collaboration, social emotional growth, her ability to public speak it will be something that she'll improve.
what excites me, I think, the most is that I can see that Grant is able to take things that he's passionate about and find ways of applying those to learning the things we traditionally think of as math and history and English and that sort of thing, but they're integrated into things that he has passion about so that he connects them not only to his head but to his heart, and I think that's how we retain things, that's how we learn the best.
What I'm most excited about isn't necessarily the coursework per se, but the fact that it is really teaching kids to go to the next level, to delve into their interests, to really think about topics in a more critical way, and also the real-world applications and what that could mean for them in the future.
I think even just the interaction with students and staff here feels kind of natural and more like a college setting in some ways, and I think that is something that will definitely contribute to his growth.
She is also learning how to work with all different types of people and different subjects intertwined with the people. She's also learning how to grow as a person and how to find her way in the educational system through a different model rather than just tests and grades, more self-guided and more directed about things that interest her.
In order to be successful in this model, he needs to be able to advocate for himself. He needs to see how what he's doing fits into his future a little bit more directly and how he'll be able to use some of those same skills when he's done with school.
It's more, give me some practical applications, help me figure out a project that I can take into the community. Getting that help along the way is really important, and the fact you get individualized attention to, these are my ideas, how do I make them coherent into a project, and how do I make them real? Because no matter what you do in the rest of your life, you have to work with partners, you have to work in groups, you have to figure out how to make things function in whatever job you do. So being able to take vague thoughts and turn them into concrete action.
I think he has to work with others, and in my own experience in businesses, that's a skill that almost trumps everything else. Head knowledge is pretty easy for most people to gather, but learning how to work with people, to collaborate, to compromise, to understand other people's points of view is not so easy. And in this kind of learning environment, exposes you to that a lot more than a traditional learning environment.
Recently, he signed up for a seminar on building a computer, and he's already built a computer, so it's really cool that he gets to engage and contribute and learn more with people who share his passion on that.
The most exciting thing we've seen Betsy grow through Clark Street in her first semester is that she's excited about school. She's really excited to come to school, to meet with her peers, to talk with her teachers, to talk with community people, and that's been a real treat as a parent. She's also grown in her confidence level, and she's finding her voice in the school and in her classroom, which is really a powerful place for her to be.
Emily certainly never ever foresaw anything beyond high school. It was all about high school. And when she got that first email from Ball State, is this for real? Do they really want me? I think that's phenomenal, because they do. And the kids are going to be prepared for college if they want to go to college, or tech school if they want to go to tech school.
I think just managing the decision of what kind of project to do, the scope of the project, and meeting all the deadlines along the way in executing the project is a great life skill that he's learning.
By learning things in context, seeing adults as advocates rather than people just telling him to do things.
The parent community, it's a smaller community, so we're able to actually get to know one another and volunteer, and it's really refreshing for a school to want you to be a part of it.
I like the smaller scope of 100 students and, their parents.
I see that parents are encouraged to be an integral part of the community of learning here at Clark Street. And it's also the fact that the school's a little smaller means that you get to know people on a much more person-to-person basis than you would in a larger environment.
I think Clark Street's going to do a really good job preparing her for life after high school. Life after high school in today's world is going to mean collaboration, it's going to mean quick thinking, it's going to mean innovation, it's going to mean self-motivation. And she's going to learn all those things here in her 4 years.
And at Clark Street they said, okay, we're going to take you and we're going to work with what you like, whatever that is. It doesn't matter if it's skateboarding, it doesn't matter if it's video games, it doesn't matter if it's Tolstoy or whatever it is. You're going to find something and build from there. And it's tremendous how much they build.
Your life, your passions, your learning come together at Clark Street Community School. We invite you to get in touch to apply and learn more.